Hello, everybody. We are officially back for the New Japan Cup. The New Japan Cup, which also, before I get into the results, a very special birthday shout out goes to the one, the only, my favorite professional wrestler currently going right now, leader of Los Ingobernables de Japón, Tetsuya Naito. It is Tetsuya Naito's birthday today. So, they have formatted the New Japan Cup differently. I don't know if this is going to be going on throughout the tournament, but they decided how they usually did it was two New Japan Cup matches and then a tag match in the middle, and then they go to break. So now they are just doing the tag match at the beginning and going straight into the New Japan Cup matches. And I like this idea better. I like it better. So let's see if they continue to roll with it and whether or not it's going to continue on throughout the duration of the tournament. So, opening match, we have Suzuki Gun against Nagata, Gabriel Kidd, Yuya Uemura, and Yota Tsuji. Nagata and the Young Lions. I feel as though, and I'm probably not the only one who feels this way, but whenever Suzuki Gun comes out, and now it comes out to Kaze ni Nare, it's sort of, you're expecting, the crowd to, go to sing along, and as soon as the line hits, Kaze ni Nare, but when it doesn't, it's sort of like, well, that sucks. It feels like something is missing. Like something's gone, but we just don't know what it is. So, obviously, we do know what it is. It's the fans. They're gone. And it makes it so much more present that the fans are gone when no one sings Kaze ni Nare. So, the match is starting off really good. And I like to see how do I say it? The camaraderie between the only young lion from LA, Gabriel Kidd, and the New Japan Young Lions work together because they sort of had like a little bit of a rivalry. Which dojo is better, the LA dojo or the traditional one here that's fostered so many great talents in Japan? And it's sort of great to see them working together as opposed to them working opposed. The goal for Minoru Suzuki in this entire match is to beat up Nagata, not only to get revenge because of the great match that they had at the New Japan Cup before this event before, but it's also for the fact that Nagata can't continue on in the tournament if he's injured. So that is Suzuki's goal, is to beat the shit out of Nagata. And of course, New Japan wouldn't be New Japan without Minoru Suzuki murdering young lions. And this match had 3 young lions. But for today, specifically, the intended victim that Minoru Suzuki had picked out was Yuya Uemura. He just started, I don't know why, he's just like magnetized to this guy. So he starts, whenever he can, beats the shit out of him. And at one point during the match, every single member of Suzuki Gun, they just decided to murder poor Uemura by stomping on him viciously. Oh, at one point they just stop what they're doing and they all just like pick on him and kick him and shit like that. Suzuki and then Nagata also, they tag in at the same time and they start, striking each other, and you think it's gonna be like their New Japan Cup match earlier within this month. It's going to be like their New Japan Cup match, and they're going to start hitting each other for 5 minutes. But in the end, Desperado ends up hitting Yota Tsuji with a punch, which, by the way, they don't like punches. Punches are frowned upon in the world of New Japan and New Japan Pro Wrestling. They just don't like punches. Forearms are fine, but they don't like punches. But luckily, there's no one there to boo Desperado as he hits Tsuji with that punch, and then a double underhook facebuster for the win. Suzuki Gun getting his win back. After they're losing ways. Well, majority of these guys, majority of this Kanemaru, they beat the Young Lions. The Young Lions aren't expected to go far, but it's it's good to see them get at least the opportunity for a rematch, even though they're going to lose. And that's sort of the job of a young lion, is to lose, lose, lose. But it is what it is. And next up, we had our first New Japan Cup match. Ryusuke Taguchi against Sanada. Sanada, before the match even starts, he wants to do a fist bump, his double fist bump. But Sanada, he's not going for it. Doesn't want to do it, of course. And Taguchi, he sort of has this different aura to him. He's off. He's a little bit off. Because when you see Taguchi, he's like cheery and happy and all that stuff. But he just seems, he's either really focused or really sad. One of the two. So, of course, he tries to go for a fist bump again. Sanada, he actually gives him the double fist bump. But it's sort of a distraction. Not sort of, it is a distraction. He tries to kick Sanada, but of course Sanada catches it. He's all like, I'm not going to fall for that. Then, again, they go for the double fist bump. But this time, they both get the idea to kick each other, and they both catch each other's legs. It's you know, like, hey, say what you want about Taguchi, but when he's on, he's on. Taguchi then gets Sanada into his own version of the Paradise Lock, which, of course, he can't do well as the master. Sanada, he gets out of it within 3 seconds, and he shows Taguchi how it's really done. And then he starts posing on top of Taguchi with his foot on his ass. Sanada starts a full attack on Taguchi's ass with atomic drops and the formerly applied Paradise Lock. Taguchi manages to rally back and goes for the Three Amigos. Goes for the Three Amigos, tribute to the late, great Eddie Guerrero. The last one he is caught by the skull end, but Taguchi manages to hit that final and elusive third suplex in the Three Amigos. Taguchi does his Bamaye tribute to Nakamura, but Sanada stops him. At one point during the match is great. Taguchi, he gets Sanada into an ankle lock. Sanada counters it into a skull end, but Taguchi again counters it into another ankle lock. And no matter what Sanada does, Taguchi won't let go of that ankle lock. He is holding onto it for dear life. Whatever Sanada does, the only thing that Sanada can do is get to the ropes. And, this was a really good match. It was a really good match. Many near falls, back and forth. But after another atomic drop to Taguchi's ass and a roll-up, a beautiful roll-up, these roll-ups with these bridges, their bridges are phenomenal. As Sanada picks up the wind and moves into round 2. I thought this was a nice little sprinkle. Nice little sprinkle. Taguchi, of course, is upset about his loss. And Sanada, he lays out his tank top that he entered, the match with. And he looks at Taguchi. Looking at Taguchi, who puts it on. And he puts, how Naito puts one fist up to his heart. One fist to his heart and then does his whole LIJ thing. That's what Taguchi does. But instead of putting one fist up, he sort of does his double fist. He puts his double fist. So I don't know if they're teasing the possibility of Taguchi joining LIJ. That's sort of what it looked like. And that's sort of what I got from that whole entire thing. But Sanada moves on to the second round in a good match between Ryusuke Taguchi. Now we get to what single-handedly was the match of the night. The match of the night, Shingo Takagi against SHO. And whoa, baby. Awesome, phenomenal match. The two, they obviously, start off with intense stare and pushing each other. As soon as the bell rings, boom, SHO goes straight after Shingo with a couple of huge lariats. And straight out of the gate, these two are beating the shit out of each other with these chops and these kicks and these maneuvers that are just like powerful. You know, SHO himself is being excessively aggressive. Like, you know, his kicks and his attacks, they have an extra oomph to them. Like, you can hear every smack and like they echo throughout the empty arena. That's one of the benefits of having empty arena shows, is you can really hear those smacks. Shingo starts, he starts kicking SHO. And of course, the two get into a slugfest. It's sort of like Suzuki and Nagata, but like in a different way, because there's more wrestling in this one. There's just, boom, forearms, kicks, and everything. At one point, SHO himself goes for a spear, but Shingo manages to catch it. He holds onto it. And that's just incredible. SHO tries it again, but this time he does actually hit that spear. You can tell, like, just these two aren't holding anything back whatsoever, and they are hitting each other with everything that they got. At one point, they're at the top rope, and SHO goes for a sunset flip powerbomb. We've all seen it a bajillion times. But at the last second, he puts up his knees to sort of a backbreaker. And it just looked so painful. Shingo, he kept hitting SHO with all these, like, power moves. But no matter what, SHO always managed to kick out. He was just kicking out throughout all these moves. Kick out, kick out, kick out, showing that pure fighting spirit. SHO hits Takagi with a couple of package pile drivers. And after hitting the last package pile driver, he picks up the win in a shocking upset. And putting at least one of the people that I thought was going to win the New Japan Cup. I thought I was either going to be Sonata or Shingo. But SHO manages to put Shingo away, so it probably might just be Sonata. But what an incredible match. Like I said, match of the night. And let me just point out something. This match was awesome, and a lot of people who are watching New Japan World and are watching this will agree that this match was awesome. This match was awesome. And I'm going to go out on a limb, as controversial as this statement might be, but I will say it. This match between SHO and Shingo Takagi was way hands down better than the, quote, greatest wrestling match ever. And do you know one of the reasons why? This match was like at least 15 minutes. 15, maybe 16. And it was way better than the 45-minute match. That match went nearly 45 minutes. And this match between Shingo and SHO, they're like, hold up, let me put my cup down and let me show these people how a real wrestling match is done. It just proves, sorry, I'm going on a different tangent, but I don't know what it is, but bro, let me just say this, you do not need to have a 45-minute match to have a good match, and Shingo against SHO proved it tonight. That you don't need to go 40, 30 plus minutes to have a great wrestling match. Now with that done out of the way, semi-main event, Zack Sabre Jr. against Kota Ibushi. And for Kota Ibushi, it's all about getting back to the title picture after his Wrestle Kingdom 14 double loss. And sure, they tossed him a bone. They put the tag titles on him. And he's working with Tanabushi. But we just know that, he's meant for so much more. He can do so much more. And, maybe a card down the line, he is meant to face Tetsuya Naito, but for now, he needs to get back into title contention, and getting far in the New Japan Cup is the one thing. Possibly winning it could, be that trick for Ibushi. So, the match starts, of course, and they start by feeling each other out. Zack Sabre Jr., there's a lot of technical wrestling, and, they're wanting to see who's going to get the upper hand in this match. And it looked at one point that Zack Sabre Jr. was considering to get into a striking fest with Ibushi, which is not a good idea at all. If you've seen, not only is Ibushi a strong, and I mean strong, striker, but have you seen his workout videos? He posts on Twitter all the time, his workout videos, and how the speed that he attacks the punching bag is incredible. You would think that Ibushi is a real life Sonic, how fast he goes. So it's just not a good idea to get into a striking fest with Kota Ibushi. So if you notice, there's a particular pattern in New Japan matches where they'll sort of like goat someone into kicking them. They're like, come on, hit me, to see, they want to prove how tough they are. Like, hit me. So Zack Sabre Jr. pulls that spot out here. He's like, come on, kick me. And as soon as Kota hits Zack Sabre Jr. with a couple of kicks, one of the kicks is stopped, and Ibushi manages to get into a leg lock because Zack Sabre Jr. is like an octopus. That's the best way to describe him, because no matter what you do, he will always be wrapped around you. He has so many submissions in his arsenal that it's ridiculous. He can, no matter what, in what position, he can put you into a submission and tap you out. That's how good Zack Sabre Jr. is. It doesn't take long for Ibushi to rally himself back and hit Zack Sabre Jr. with those vicious kicks and strikes that he has. I was present for one of New Japan shows, their showdown shows, earlier in the year before everything went to shit. And I will tell you this. I heard Ibushi slap a young Ren Narita, and that was the hardest that I have in all of my time going to professional wrestling shows. And I've been to New Japan, I've heard some decent smacks. In this match, Kota Ibushi slaps young Ren Narita, and it is the loudest that I have ever heard anyone slap a person. So, yes, Kota Ibushi, his kicks and his slaps are on a whole other level. Ibushi, at one point, he's attempting to go over the top rope because Zack Sabre Jr. is on the outside, and he's hyping himself up to jump over the top rope. But Zack Sabre Jr. catches him before he can go over the top rope, and he gets him into a leg lock. I just thought it was beautiful. Shows that Zack Sabre Jr. can get you anywhere. Can get you anywhere with his submissions. And it's always a treat, a little bit of a treat to see when Kota Ibushi does his whole zombie thing. Because Zack Sabre Jr., he hit Ibushi with an elbow in the corner. And as soon as he did it, Kota Ibushi did his whole zombie thing. Where he's like, duh, kill, I must kill, like, it's crazy. Because it's sort of like he's in a trance, and the only thing he knows how to do at that moment is to strike and kill. And after a few hits from Zack Sabre Jr., he finally nails a hell of a lariat. Lariato! And towards the latter part of the match, it's counter after counter after counter after counter, until finally Zack Sabre Jr. slips up, and Ibushi hits him with a knee across the face that looked a little bit like a V-trigger, if you ask me. A tiny little bit like a V-trigger. And it's followed by a Kame-goye knee, as Kota Ibushi picks up the win and goes into the next round of the New Japan Cup. like I said, don't mess with Ibushi and his insane striking power because it's ridiculous how strong this guy is. And finally, we get to the main event of the night, Taichi versus Tanahashi. Before the match even starts, they do their entrances, of course, but Taichi hits Tana with a power bomb from the top rope as he's posing. And it's a nice little differentiation because, a majority of them is like, oh, just hit him in the back. No, he did a power bomb, and they were playing it off as, oh, this is so serious. That WWE mentality when their voice gets low and they're just like, I don't know what's gonna go. I don't know what's gonna happen next. That kind of mentality when it's wrestling, bro. It's wrestling, bro. So the young lions, they of course, they want to check in on Tanahashi, and of course Taichi's like, no, fuck that bullshit. Starts kicking him, and be like, get out of here. Come on, let the match begin. And Tana, he's selling the hell out of it as he's slowly getting to his knees, and the match starts. It doesn't take long for Doki to come in, and if you think about it, when Doki first started, he always came out with the face mask. He's sort of the pioneer of the face mask, even before Corona had even started, always wearing that face mask, So, of course, he starts attacking Tana. You think that Suzuki Gun's gonna win anything, honestly? You're fooling yourself. But, so, of course, Red Shoes, who is probably one of the most well-known referees in all of the world because of his red shoes, he sees, Taichi doing all this underhanded tactic stuff, trying to win, and as soon as he rolls him in, tries to go for a pin. That's the one thing that makes Red Shoes awesome, is that he refuses to count. He's like, no, I'm not gonna pin you. I'm not gonna pin when you've been obviously cheating. That's the best thing about Red Shoes, is that he's all like, he will not be pushed around. So Taichi starts taking Tanahashi, starts beating him up in the empty crowd. There are people there, but I assume that they're working with the company. There are people that are sitting in the seats, but I assume that they are working in the company and not fans, or else they'd be cheering and booing and stuff like that. And Taichi is just taking his sweet time, beating the hell out of Tana, and it starts to get boring. And this match, I'll save you. I'll save you the spoiler-free review, But bro, this match was very slow and boring, in my opinion. No matter what, I gave it a chance. It's not that, oh, you didn't give the match a chance. No, I was giving it a chance. I was watching it, but it was just so slow. And Tana, you would think a match with Tanahashi would be like instantly great, but Tana, he even when he starts coming back, starts his comeback, it still is a little bit boring. It still is a little bit boring. And I'm a huge Tanahashi fan, so it was just like, man, this match is like slow and boring. The two, they start doing that standoff where they start trading their best shots. Taichi goes for a back suplex, but Tana counters it with a sling blade and one more, and he nearly gets the win. But Tana, he hits a high fly flow, and he's about to hit one, but Doki gets in the way. I thought it was nice. Nice little touch. That Doki's like, oh, I'm not going to let you do it. Not going to let you do it. And Taichi nearly steals the win with a Gato clutch. You don't see that very often, especially from Taichi. And I did not know this, but I guess Undertaker, he transcends everywhere, because Taichi obviously is a huge Taker fan, and he obviously must be subscribing to the WWE Network, as he saw The Undertaker, the Last Ride, the final episode, and he pulled out a last ride here in the match. Tribute to the dead man from Taichi, who I'm pretty sure Undertaker has no idea who he is. But the dirty, underhanded tactics of Taichi before the match, and Doki as well, proved to be too much for Tanahashi, as Taichi ends up picking up the win and moves on to the round 2 to face Kota Ibushi. I would have loved to see another Tana Ibushi match, but you know what? It's fine. because especially since they're tag team champions, you don't want them sort of facing each other in that way. Taichi attacks Tana after the match, and here comes the Shining Knight in armor, or Knight in Shining Armor, Kota Ibushi, to try and save his tag team partner, but Doki and Taichi lay him out, and thus, like that, the next match is set up for the New Japan Cup: Taichi against Kota Ibushi. And that's how the match ended. I just wish, I don't know, it was just like, it was boring, man. It was just boring. I wish that the match itself was better, but you get what you get. You have all these matches. There's at least bound to be one stinker, and for the night, this was it. So, like I said, that this was the stinker of the match. But do me a favor, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the New Japan Cup. What did you think about SHO against Shingo Takagi? And the hell of a match that was. Like I said, match of the night. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below, and what you think about the New Japan Cup as well. Make sure you guys hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I've been Samuel V, aka The Excellent Reviewer. Stay safe out there, you guys, and I will be seeing you for the rest of these next 2 days for the New Japan Cup, along with other uploads within this week. I will see you all as soon as I can. Goodbye and good night. Bang!